Now, let's bring it back to Brisbane and Queensland and talk about the surprise resignation of Annastacia Palaszczuk yesterday. Now, I say it was surprising because she's come out of nowhere and she's been denying for weeks that she was moving on. A lot of the best informed political reporters in Queensland have been predicting that she's going to go, even though she's saying publicly and privately she's not going. She obviously didn't want to go. Annastacia Palaszczuk, in the ways of the Labor Party, has been forced out of her job. She's been told by people not even in Parliament, union bosses and factional leaders outside of Parliament, told her she has to go, and she's going this week. Here's a little of what she said yesterday.
Thank you to my cabinet and my staff. Thank you to the Labor Party, to all of our frontline workers, but most of all, thank you to every single Queenslander. Sorry. It's been the greatest on my life, and our best days are well and truly ahead of us.
Annastacia Palaszczuk there. You've got to give her credit. She's a good and successful politician. When she took over the Labor Party in opposition in Queensland, they had 7 MPs. They were a minor rabble, yet she came back and defeated Campbell Newman in one term. She took government and she's won 2 more elections since then. So she's certainly been successful. But has she done much good for her state? Certainly she's the most successful female politician we've seen in this country. The record says that. But she's racked up a lot of debt in Queensland. She's also expanded the public service massively is what we expect from Labor, I suppose. She reluctantly approved the Adani coal mine, of course. She would claim she kept Queensland safe during COVID, and this is where most of us watching on from around the country were staggered at what Queenslanders put up with, like their fellow Australians in Victoria. The heartless response of Annastacia Palaszczuk was incredible to see, that Berlin Wall-style scene between Coolangatta and Tweed Heads, and the way Queensland callously turned back sick people from northern New South Wales from getting access to Queensland hospitals. Even a mother looking to have 2 twins delivered, she was forced down to Sydney and lost one of those babies. Yet here's what we heard from Annastacia Palaszczuk.
People living in New South Wales, they have New South Wales hospitals. In Queensland, we have Queensland hospitals for our people.
That is one of the reasons we need a full National Royal Commission into the COVID response in this country. We can't forget that sort of stuff. We've got to expose the facts and find out whether it was justified or not. I know what I think, but we need to see what a Royal Commission makes of all of that. And then to sort of rub salt into the wounds, look at how some of these politicians, and Annastacia Palaszczuk was one of them, one of these, the leading lights of this sort of behaviour, they played up to it. The theatre of COVID as if it was some sort of political pantomime.
When you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you.
Oh dear, well, we've got to talk about what comes next, and does the Deputy Premier, Stephen Miles, who was front and centre for Annastacia Palaszczuk during the COVID pandemic, he's the front runner, she's backed him publicly, but he was a shocker during COVID. Remember when he got the bill from New South Wales for all the Queenslanders who had been through quarantine in New South Wales on their way back to Queensland? Here's what he did with the bill. What a clown. But he's being challenged publicly now by the current Health Minister, Shannon Fentiman, and she wants the leadership as well. So it's on for young and old. The Treasurer, Cameron Dick, has got his hand in the race as well. So this will all be decided by the union leaders, the bosses and the factional leaders in coming days, because if they don't have it tidied up by Friday, all the ALP members get a vote, and that's the last thing they want, is that kind of democracy, especially when they're in government.